Hey, bookish friends. I'm here with the author Kelly Preston for the story If I Could Drag You Under. I'm so excited for this episode because this book enchanted me, and I know that it'll enchant all of you as well. So, without further ado, hey, Kelly, how are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to have you on the podcast to discuss your book, If I Could Drag You Under. Can you tell listeners a little bit about the story and what inspired it for you?
Sure. It's set in a remote haunted beach house location. In my mind, it's on the Pacific coast, somewhere in California, a little remote, so not a big LA beach or anything. A little bit more north. And see, what else can I say about it that's not super spoily? Um, it does have a lot of chronic pain rep and mental health rep. That was inspired by a lot of my own medical trauma. I had spine surgery and septic shock in the COVID years, and a lot of my writing was kind of the way to process and move through that trauma. So there is a lot of that represented in this book as well as my debut. Has a lot of the same rep as this book.
I wanted to ask a little bit about If I Could Drag You Under. What inspired the heart of this story for you? Why did you want to put this out in the world?
I First it just came about with I like creepy things and I can't handle too graphic, but I like scary stories. I love paranormal ghost hunting shows like Selena Spooky Boo, Zach and Colby, I think are their names. Um Putting myself on the spot there. But yeah, I it started there where I was like, I want to write something creepy, and I'm thinking like horror, romance, thinking mermaid and haunted, and like I'm not sure how it all comes together yet, but just kind of the heart of it. And then I started writing it, and I was like, okay, the main character, why is she here? She's in a dark place. Like she is done. Like there has just been too much that has happened. And she's at the end of her rope. She's planning the end for herself because she wants a way out. Um, and the book also is to give people hope that even if that's in a spot that they're sitting in currently or have been in before, that like remember if you just hang in there, things change. And it can't stay
Mm,
in that dark spot forever.
I absolutely adore that. And I know in the story, If I Could Drag You Under, some tropes that are elements of the story is a cat and mouse thriller, mermaid and human, a bit of a stalker romance, sapphic, only one bed, medium spice romance, and it's a remote haunted beach house. While writing this book, did you have a vision in your mind as you wrote it, kind of like a movie? Or was it more so that the book kind of revealed itself to you on the paper?
I'd say it's a combination kind of both of those things. When I write, I definitely see it in my head.
Mm.
I do go a bit at a time. Sometimes I might know the beginning and the ending, and then it takes me chapter by chapter to kind of find the next thing of like, okay, well, what happened when she woke up that morning? Or what happened after she passed out or after the moment they met? Like, I kind of have to wait for that to be revealed to me. My writing experience with that is I go and lay down to take a nap and I just try to see it.
Ooh.
Um, and then once I like it, then I write it down. And it translates a little differently every time from what I saw. But
Mm.
yeah, I love doing that. And then, lots of heavy editing later to make sure that things connect and that the characters developed correctly, the relationship and the pacing. Because definitely when you go a little at a time, it's a bit slow.
I get that. As you're writing this dark romance with the element of stalking and then the fantastical of the mermaid and human, what did it feel like to write a cat and mouse kind of thriller while also having elements of romance and steam? Was that challenging? Was that easy?
Um, the the cat and mouse, the creepy part, I even tried to do the actual writing in the middle of the night. during yeah, what those hours are called, but the kind of like the haunted hours of the
Okay.
morning between I think it's like 12 and 3 a.m. or something. Witching hour um kind of thing. And I do have a lot of paranormal experiences myself. I did have a bunch of creaking in the house while I was writing, or things would get knocked over. And
Ooh.
sometimes when it would escalate, I'd be like, okay, I get it, go to bed. But like, I've done enough tonight, I guess. But I did try to write at that time so that I was scared myself while writing it. So kind
Mm.
of the, does this hit right in the middle of the night when you're reading it? Do I get scared myself reading it? Okay, it's hitting right. If I'm not scared, my reader probably won't be either. And then kind of the same with the romance part. Like when I read it back after setting it down for a while, does it hit me like in the feels? Um, does it make me kind of tear up, or am I not hitting it yet? Kind of thing.
I love that you like kind of scared yourself to an extent and you immersed yourself in that like that setting in that time period in order to really write that and like pour that into the story. With the mermaid element, did you do like what was the research for that like in this story? Was a lot of it from your mind? Was it from movies you saw? The lore of it? I'm really curious how you kind of built that element into the story.
That's a really great question. Definitely there's a little bit of Little Mermaid. Um, Obviously a very tame story. I thought of kind of the traditional Little Mermaid and the Grimm adventure. Like, let's go back to what it was, and she
Mm-hmm.
originally, and her killing the prince, and mermaids and sirens. Like, what is the lore there? And a lot of that comes from TV shows and movies as well. Like, I believe Supernatural had a mermaid. There was the mermaid in Pirates of the Caribbean. All that played into the lore for me of what a mermaid is to my understanding, what a siren is. Um, and kind of finding that balance between they can't be all bad, but obviously not all good either.
Mhm. I think of that like iconic scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where you hear their song like and the mist over the water and their eyes peeking out like beautiful but also like somewhat otherworldly. And I did imagine that while reading your story a little bit. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting those energy like that vibe. How did you connect between the creepy to the romantic and the steamy? Like it's a very thin line between like this is hot and this is terrifying. Were there any moments in the book that you're excited for readers to read about? And if I could pull you under
Ooh,
or drag you under.
moments I'm excited about. There is a scene where the main character is alone in the bathroom. There's a supernatural scene. Um, that part of it actually happened to me, which is why I put it in there. So that's a little Easter egg spoiler. Um,
Ooh.
without giving the scene away. But yeah, that
Yay.
scene I'm so excited for people to read. Um, and I hope it scared me in real life, so I hope it scares them a little bit. Um, what other scenes do I feel like really excited? The kind of there's a big cat and mouse part. Um, there's a kind of a late night adventure, forced adventure that I'm kind of really excited for people to read because that kind of cat and mouse tension and um, fast-paced moment there was something I was very excited about to write and work on, and I hope it landed well for people.
I really, really liked the romantic dynamic between the characters and a little bit of the unreliable narrator element with our main character as well. While writing this book, and it has elements of discussions of depression and then the time lapses as well. Um, would you, if you could like put your book into a show or into a film, did you have a vision of who you would like to play Mira and her love interest? Is there anyone in mind that you had, or was it more abstract?
I would say that it changed. It would change, and I've definitely done more thinking about this kind of thing with my first book. Um, and I feel more solid in who I would have like be my dream to play in like a movie or TV show. I'm really impressed currently with how versatile Catherine Hahn is. So I would love to see her in the Mira role as well as um, she's talked about wanting to do more horror. So I think maybe that influenced me too. But I would love to see what she would do with, and like she's such a big actor with like how she expresses herself. Um,
I agree.
and I feel like Mira just has so much um, depth to her in the story.
Hmm.
I feel like Kali's a little harder to pick. Um, yeah, I don't think I ever landed on a solid Kali person.
Hmm. I
I'm
imagined,
open to suggestions.
no, I imagined there was this girl from Game of Thrones. Um, I think she's in the prequel, and she plays like Damon in the show. She plays one of his like partners at one point. Um, I don't want to spoil it because like a lot of people haven't seen season 2 yet, but she how to describe this? She becomes incredibly important mid season 1 and is incredibly important in season 2. And the actor themselves, I believe, is non-binary. I don't want to spoil it, but there's an actor who is quite awesome named Emma Darcy, who is who I imagined as the love interests in this book. To me, they are very like ethereal. Like they look like they're from a different time and world. Like just beautiful, beautiful. And I can immediately imagine them like coming out of the sea or like stepping out of the shadows, being alluring and like overwhelmingly attractive and just enchanting and like a dream like. I could imagine that. I could easily imagine that. I
Oh,
don't want to spoil it. But yes, this actor is important in the show in that show, but I feel like they would do so well as the love interest in your book if this becomes a film or a show. Fingers
I
crossed.
will have to look them up. They sound
I hope
amazing.
I promise you, you will not regret it. They are so cool. And acting wise, like the intensity and all the emotion is in their eyes.
Oh, I love that.
So good. And they would be a great mermaid. So yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if you ever had any like actors in mind. I always love hearing authors say like, I could imagine this person taking up this role. Some authors are very specific, and some authors are more like, no, I don't have anyone in mind per se. And I'm like, that's kind of cool, like very dreamlike, like not to imagine a person. It's more characteristics. Like that's so cool. What was your favorite part of writing If I Could Drag You Under?
Oh, my favorite part, I think honestly was scaring myself because I can't watch scary movies.
Good.
The ghost shows are all I can really handle. So I think the kind of seeing the images in my head as I was trying to write it out, it was fun. It was that little thrill that was accessible to me.
Mm. I
So yeah,
adore that. That was your favorite part? Was it the scary? Like, oh, you scared yourself.
yeah. Like I stayed up too late and I'm really having fun writing the scene and like I wish the table would quit creaking, like, because I'm jumping as I'm writing. It's kind of
I
fun.
wanted to ask, like, did your own personal love story and like your
Mm.
experience falling in love, does that play a role in how you write romance?
Ooh, I've never thought about that. That is a really good question and something to reflect on. I would say probably. I Yeah, I think that's part of the like why I have to have a happy ending is that whole like, oh, then the story's not finished yet, or and not everyone has to have someone, but I think that that's something that I wanted for myself and that I was able to find. And I want to give that to my characters as well and take
Mm.
care of them. Because I don't do well if it's not a Hia or a happy for now.
I get that. I also do like a happy ending, especially if there's like uh LGBTQIA plus representation, like sapphic representation. I need them to be safe or like to have a
Yeah.
happy ending or like allude to happiness. I also was
Fair.
wondering, with your upcoming projects and books coming out, can you tell listeners a little bit about Thirst Trap, about Artificial Dreams, and some upcoming books that you want them to read as well?
Sure. Thirst Trap is actually coming out soon. I have had some delays with the editing, unfortunately. Due to no fault of the editors, some things came up in their lives. Um, but I'm very excited for it to come out. I actually studied in grad school. I did counseling, trauma-informed care, and I did my own study on the intersection of fame and empathy. Um, so Thirst Trap is a celebrity dark romance, and it's a look into the life and mental health of a celebrity, a lesbian celebrity, falling for a fan that she catfished as herself. She was playing
Ooh.
one of her own fans to catfish a fan. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it came to me watching some interviews um, that were really popular, like the Thirst Posts or Thirst Tweets interview. Some of the interviews where celebrities go undercover as themselves, and probably people don't think it's really them. I took that idea and I said, what if two people met this way?
Ooh.
And that was a way into getting my empathy denied master's thesis into a book.
Okay. I'm vibing. Why is that kind of reminding me of that Anne Hathaway film that recently came out? Where like she's a superstar. It's Mother Mary. She's like a
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
superstar.
Uh-huh.
I I saw someone watching it at the airport and I like looked over their shoulder to watch it because I didn't have the earphones to plug into the computer thing on the flight. So I just had
Oh,
to look at the visuals. I didn't even get to get the lines or anything. So I was like, okay, this really is just vibes. But the vibes were beautiful. The aesthetic was gorgeous. I was like, I don't know what she's saying right now, but now kiss. So I was
yeah.
no, be in
Oh,
love. But yeah, I love
yeah.
that dynamic of like a superstar and then the person watching them in the crowd who like has these deep, profound feelings. But Uno reverse card, where maybe the superstar is obsessed with the fan. I like
Yes,
that. That's
that
fresh.
is, that is definitely where it starts.
Ooh, I'm vibing.
Mhm.
I love like mutual obsession, like mutual, like I would drink your bathwater energy. I know that seems very extreme, but there's something about like we have so many books that are like men obsessed with women. Like I would do
Mhm.
anything for you, like eat, breathe, sleep, anything. I love the sapphic where it's like instead of watching from the shadows, like you've memorized your coffee order, like you like she's memorized like where the person works security, like them kind of one upping each other in obsession and love. It's unhinged, but I love it. I love it. I adore it.
Aw. You'll definitely see some of that like very thoughtful vibe from the celebrity that's obsessed with her fan.
Ooh, I'm so excited. When do you think you would like Thirst Trap to come out, or like when can readers maybe anticipate its release?
I was hoping for September.
Okay.
I'm still gonna hope that it will come out around then, but it might be delayed maybe into October, but I'm hoping for September.
Fingers crossed. That sounds
Thanks.
so exciting. Okay, Thirst Trap, September 2026. Fingers crossed, maybe. And what is Artificial Dreams about? What do you want listeners to know about that upcoming book?
I am super excited about this one. I actually got to work with my dream artist on the cover, a
Ooh,
friend of mine from a fandom space. Sky Witch is hands down my favorite artist I have ever seen. And
that's so cool.
I feel beyond grateful that she made the time to work on a project and work on the cover with me. And she did a fantastic job. It's creepy, it's beautiful. She really blew my mind.
Hmm.
Um, this one is also very personal to me that it centers around insomnia is the big rep, the big disability. The main character has been struggling with insomnia for years. And that's something that in my own chronic health journey, I've dealt with a lot. And that was another way of trying to process and heal just from all of that trauma. And I'm excited because I don't see a lot of insomnia rep in books.
Mm.
And there's, of course, a sapphic love or a lesbian and sapphic love story.
Everything sapphic. I adore that. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here, I'm like, for anyone who's looking for those sapphic amazing stories, you know exactly where to go. Kelly Preston, your books are absolutely wonderful. What do you want listeners to know about your up and coming books? What do you want them to know as they get their hands on If I Could Drag You Under?
I would definitely say for all of them, there are heavy trigger themes. Um, a lot of my readers have noticed that doesn't seem to really sway them, but definitely always check the trigger warnings for sure. Always take care of yourself first. It might not always be the best time of the year to read my work, for certain individuals. It's always cool to set it aside and come back later too. I just wanted to put that out there. But I'm definitely hoping a lot of people can see that hope if they connect with the chronic pain and mental health rep themselves, as well as the looking for love and looking for someone that to share your story with. Um, that, you can find that in a lot of different situations and circumstances, and it might not be the way you think, like mine wasn't.
That's so sweet and amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Kelly. Where can everyone find your books? Where can they find If I Could Drag You Under and follow you on social media?
So my books are currently on Amazon, Ingram Spark, KU, Kindle Unlimited, Barnes and Noble as well. And my socials, I am most active on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram, my handle is Kelpie was here. It's a mixture of Kel for Kelly, Kelly P, Kelpie with a Y. And then TikTok, Real Kelpie, and my website is storiesbykelp.wordpress.com.
Awesome. I'll have everything linked in the show notes below as well, along with If I Could Drag You Under. Folks, you can read this book. Like it's absolutely amazing. You should definitely read it. And I'm so excited for your up and coming books as well. I can't wait to get my hands on Thirst Trap. Like it's calling my name. I love it.
Oh, you will. I promise. I'll make
I'm
sure you
so
get a copy.
excited. You're the best. I want to make sure that everyone reads your books. I'll have them linked below for the ones that are out. I also highly recommend with Halloween right around the corner, The Demon to Your Right. I loved reading that book a while ago. It was so good. So I'm like, and
Thank you.
realizing that like I hadn't met you on social media yet. So I read
Oh,
The Demon to Your Right like I read it a while ago. I want to say I read it last summer. I think I do read quite a bit of books, but I do remember reading it a while ago and I was like that. And it was 265 pages. I flew through that puppy. So I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm just like, excited to see what you come out with next. And I'm really, really excited for everyone to read your adaptation perspective on mermaids. And I can't wait for them to read If I Could Drag You Under, which they can read now. And like, I can't wait to have my hands on Thirst Trap and Artificial Dreams and just the level of attention and the gentleness that you write with mental health representation and sapphic is so beautiful. And I know that listeners will feel really touched and feel really pulled into your stories the way I did. And I'm just so excited for you. So my cat Midnight says goodbye, everybody. Everybody read Kelly Preston's books. They're wonderful. And thank you for everyone who listened. Like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, and add these books to your TBR and to your personal bookshelf. I'll see y'all later.